Hi, we're Creepshop.
You might think you're too old to learn instruments and start a rock band, but you're wrong.
Because if we can write amazing songs and conquer the world, you can too.
This is how to start a rock band.
Hey guys, Baldur here, and the Creepshop is open for business. Today we're going to be bringing you a little song by yours truly called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. Now this is a song that I wrote as I was just screwing around on the bass guitar, and it really just begins with a whole lot of the A string. So if you can do that, you can play half of the song right there. A lot of people out there are probably wondering how to play their favorite Creepshop song. And since this might be the best Creepshop song ever written, this is a good start. Playing a whole lot of A, and then really the only thing else you gotta know is a little C, C, D, D, E, D, C, D, D, E, back to the A, C, 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 D, A, 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 D, 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 E, C, 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 D, 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 back to the A. So that's the whole song, and it begins with three kind of subdued verses, and I imagine it's kind of like a gloomy Nine Inch Nails deep cut. And that's the first three verses right there. When I brought this song in and showed it to the other guys, Jim was like, what the fuck, how come all your songs begin with bass solos? The bass guitar is my instrument. This is like, you know, this guitar is to me what the paintbrush was to Axl Rose, and it's really just building up to a great big A chord where the whole band comes in. So after three little verses, sex and drugs and rock and roll, and then I just start playing faster. The whole song right there. So that's our song. That's Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. This is one we always kind of imagined if it's been 3 or 4 encores already and people are still screaming and just, you know, desperate for another Creepshop original. This is the song we break out just to screw around and have some fun with. The lyrics are just kind of tongue-in-cheek and ridiculous, and if you listen closely, you'll hear that I'm just kind of plucking lyrics from some other rock songs, since it's a song about the cornerstones of rock and roll, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Rock and roll is all about cornerstones.
You might say the cornerstones of music and the cornerstones of life are sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's kind of the three elements you need for a balanced life.
You're right.
Yeah.
Shit. Wait, what's the song about again?
It's about 2 minutes.
Okay.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear a lyric that I just cribbed from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Reelin' with the feeling, don't stop, continue. That's plucked straight from Give It Away by the Chili Peppers. There's a line from Gallows Pole by Led Zeppelin. There's a line that I ripped off from an AWOL Nation song. My, look at what we have here.
Giving away all this, giving away, now we're gonna get sued.
It's not
These are all very litigious artists.
It's not copyright infringement if you improve on the original. If you take something the Chili Peppers did and just make it better than they ever fucking would have done, how can they sue you for that?
We can never be sued.
That's what
Everything we do is better.
That's my point. You can't sue genius.
Totally safe.
That's, you know,
100%.
yeah.
Good point.
So to end this segment, you can't sue genius. That's important. And this is a little tune called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
Preacher tried to save my soul Sunday morning. head like a hole. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Devil wants to play the role, grabs the wheel and takes control. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Buy the ticket, pay the toll, swinging from the gallows pole. Sex and drugs and rock and roll.
My, look at what we have here. Finger on the trigger with a pocket full of beer. Pulling back the curtains while I'm throwing on the shade. Making my deposits while my girls get paid. Should have been you. Dealing with the feeling, don't stop, continue. Living on the land, fucking crazy like a fox. Jimmy's on the drums, what the fuck is in the box? What's in the box? What's in